So, welcome! And guys, today we are bless the ones with diamond hands, exactly. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from. We are streaming on all the platforms today, okay? YouTube first channel, main channel, YouTube second channel, Twitch, Twitter as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. Let me know, chat, where you are watching from, so I can give you a shout out. And also, if you have any questions, put it into the chat as well, where you are watching from. So, yeah, diamond hands. I have something quite interesting. Directly at the beginning, I would like to answer you the most important question, okay? Without much blah blah and everything, just directly to the answer to your question. And I have another special because you are wondering what's going on. So I can see that many people are tuning in, which is fantastic. And I heard that actually the quality of the stream is better on Twitch. Okay. Anyway, so we have people from Prague, Germany, Texas, South California, Lithuania, space even. So keep on posting where you are watching from. And I want to hold my promise, and I know which question do you have, and I want to directly answer it, okay? So many people are now in front of much red when they are looking into their watch list or into their portfolio. And they are asking one question, which is very important. And they are asking, where Lambo? Guys, I don't know about you guys, but this is my favorite meme. I mean, this is so much fun. I think here's the whole meme looks like that 2 seconds after buying crypto, where Lambo. I mean, this is the overall, thinking of the current retail investors, right? I mean, weeks and weeks it went crazy, and so many people were just winning on the stock market. It looked like an ATM, right? I mean, it looked like an ATM. Just put money in, get more money out. And this is not how stocks are working, all right? And that's why I got you covered, guys. I'm here. I put my Lehman Brothers Risk Management Department 2008 t-shirt on just to make sure that you are covered here in case of a crash. You are safe, guys, okay? You are safe. We have also people from Miami, Malaysia, Italy. We have people from Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I want to go into a couple of things that I prepared for this stream. Which is something that is quite important in my personal opinion, okay? Before we diving into which stocks in my personal opinion are hot, why I bought more stocks yesterday, I will get to that a little bit later. And if you are having any questions, just post it into the chat. so I can get to it in just a bit. But most importantly is to understand the current market, okay? I feel there's maybe a couple of facets that we need to touch base on. Retail investors scared, algorithm trading, and just the overall scenario, what's going on, all right? So let's dive first into one graphic, which is rather the scary part than the positive part, okay? If you want to know, or if you want to have an indication what can happen to the stock market in Europe, in the US, then China is an interesting index because China was the first country that was being affected, the first country that recovered, and the first country that pulled back their stimulus and their buying of the stocks on the stock market. So you can actually see what is happening. And then if you're looking at this graph, since about mid of Feb, when some of this Chinese stimulus went lower, the market went down a little bit, all right? And you can see the red line, which actually representing the other countries' world indexes versus the Chinese one. So if Chinese is in any matter a kind of comparison or indicator, then you can say that, you know, we might go into some difficult times. But, you know, it's just an indicator. It doesn't have to be the same, right? Make sure to like this live stream if you like this information, guys. Make sure to follow me. Subscribe also to my second channel if you're not already watching it on the second channel. Wolf of Dubai 2, you can find it into the main channel page. There's a link to the second channel as well, so you don't miss any content, okay? Then, after this graphic, I want to go to the better part, okay? What makes me kind of feel positive and kind of still quite relaxed what's happening on the market and using this kind of times to buy more shares is that, you know, you have quite people that using their stimulus checks to either buy, you know, more articles, they have more spendings, they're using it to buy more stocks. So here's an article where you can see the bottom line. Consumer spending is on track to be exceptional for the months of March, supporting our above consensus forecast for 7%. Those are Chinese numbers, okay, of GDP growth this year. So you can see that the overall, you know, the people, you know, just to translate it into a simple form, what's going on with the people are feeling quite safe, because otherwise they would not take this, let's say, life-saving money or monthly saving money and spend it on crazy things that can move a little bit later. I mean, it's not necessary to buy some electronics. You can buy a new TV maybe a little bit later, but they are buying it now because they feel comfy, okay? So this shows you that the overall economy is still, and the feeling of the people are still quite, you know, relaxed, okay, or much confident into the overall scenario. So yeah, so this is important. I think this is something that is giving us, you know, a little bit of a fundamental strong basis that actually it's not that bad like the stock market is showing us, and we are just seeing a kind of rotation between value and growth. And then, you know, both sectors are down, both sectors are up, you know. So, you know, a little bit of a turmoil because there's a lot of uncertainty that I tweeted actually the other day on my Twitter account, which the stock market don't like. Okay, the stock market likes certainty, right? They want to know what the Fed is doing, what the Fed will do with the interest rates, and a couple of things we need to know before the Fed can make more statements to that, like for example more monthly reports about the economy, about how is the unemployment doing, how is the spending of companies and consumers, how is the housing market. You know, all of these factors, as more as we get, how are their quarter earnings, right? Very, very important in the next couple of weeks. So until then, in this, you know, I feel like in like a in between mode before, you know, okay, can we go now higher? I mean, everything looks nice, but you know, is it? Fed is not sure. Fed don't, you know, stimulate the market that much anymore. But it's nice that everything cools down a little bit, so you can actually quite breathe a little bit and don't go to this crazy bubble moves. Okay, so I think in the end of the day, it's a quite interesting setup. Yeah, the second channel we had already. Then this is also quite interesting if you are looking into the markets, okay? And there's like stock exchanges, for example, like the Nasdaq here in yellow and the New York Stock Exchange. You can actually look into those and see, depending or calculated against it, how much money comes to the market and how much money is extracted from the market. Okay, this means that, you know, what is the difference between, you know, how much money people take out and how much money people take in. And as you can see here, you can see that the Nasdaq actually got almost $1 billion more net inflow than compared to, for example, the New York Stock Exchange. So you can see here the money, and if you want to have another indication where the money goes, then definitely the money goes to the Nasdaq, the tech sector. Okay, so now it seems that the tech sector gets a little bit more attractive for money again. So this is also important to see what the big money is doing. And now I want to have a transition into what's coming up into the into the hot stocks to buy or see. And I want to show you what ARK is doing. ARK is a, as you know, innovation ETF that is quite successful, and what they touch is mostly, in their opinion, undervalued. So you can see which stocks they are picking up. And here's a stock that I also quite find interesting. It's not a stock that I would, or where my priority would be high to invest in, but I like the stock. This sounds a little bit like Wall Street bets slang, but I like the stock. Palantir here, for example, position number 14 was bought by ARK yesterday. 1.2 million shares, I think, or is it the 1.6 million share, 1.2 million shares, which is quite a big position, obviously. And this is now the transition to the market, which is a little bit recovering already. But before we going into the market, I want to just look into the chat what are you guys are telling me. And if you have any questions, put it into the chat. We have people from Trinidad and Tobago, wow, California, Russia, Germany, Mexico, and there was one question by Jakub Kral, who's saying why space shares are falling so much. Well, this is exactly the same answer that you can put onto other growth stocks or other momentum stocks. It's just the rotation of the market, okay? People are moving more into value stocks rather than growth stocks. It has something to do that the people and the algorithms have fear that the interest rates are a little bit higher, and therefore the growth is a little bit hard when the money is not that cheap. And that's why people are saying, okay, maybe I should take the money that I made over the last couple of weeks and months and put it into value, because now with the recovery it makes sense, you know. So that's why you see here a little bit of movement, yeah. Then we have Jersey Coleman saying, hey, Danny, here from California, just had a question about our favorite stock, Virgin Galactic. I saw an article that said SpaceX could potentially take 100 customers into space for a cost of $2 million. Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. And as more companies are going into the space tourism sector, as better. I mean, you know, you have to imagine that as more companies will offer space tourism, as bigger the infrastructure, as more, you know, governments will be open to receive companies like Virgin Galactic, SpaceX to open new outlets to fly into space. So you can see here that this is quite interesting. So I'm not that we are so early in the game that I'm not worried at all. Okay, I'm just want that Virgin Galactic really focus on building now the experience. They are very close. They actually de-risked all the technology. I mean, they went to space. They brought people up there. They showed that they can even fail safe, right? The last time there was a problem, they just glided back to Earth. A fantastic milestone achievement and presentation as well. So they actually they can do it. They just need to make it operational ready. So I'm quite highly convinced. Show me another stock that with multiplied the factor of time can achieve 2, 3, or 4x in the next couple of 12 months. I don't think so. I don't think so you can. If you can, show me it in the chat, guys, okay? Another question here. Alberto Fernandez is asking the following. Let me see. Hey Danny, I'm from Spain, Leon. Sorry for my English, but do you think that the market or Nasdaq will go to the 200 moving average and Space or Tesla will go to the 2 moving average? I mean, everything is possible, right? But let me ask my wonderful, my wonderful crystal ball. Because in the crystal ball, I can tell you exactly what will happen, when it will happen, and why it will happen, all right? No, so this is obviously just a joke here, but nobody can tell you, right? I mean, I saw many scenarios already in the past couple of years. I saw exactly this kind of moves close to those 50 moving average, to the 200 moving average, and you have to imagine that algorithms and people and traders know that, okay? They know, oh, okay, there is a potential that the stock market either goes through it, then, I would sell my stocks, or the algorithms are trained to sell the stock because it's a bearish sign, or they are just before the 200 moving average and then it bounces off. And this is the question, because people are also betting on that, and forerunners are also there and say, wow, it's very close, but I think maybe this is the bottom, so I will jump in and I will put my order already very close to this 200 moving average. So it can be also that the buying will be much more than the selling, and then it will just bounce off, or just before bouncing off the 200 moving average. I will show it to you on the stock of Virgin Galactic, which is one of the hot stocks that I'm really thinking that, you cannot get a much better deal right now. So you can see here in my Picasso painting that we are here. The red one is the 200 moving average, and we are quite close. The 200 moving average is about at 25. So another 10%? 10%? Yeah, about 10%. Maybe 15% away. So it could be that, we test that, right? Maybe we are testing that, and either we bounce off, or people are starting to buy here already and we bounce off quite earlier, right? Definitely when we cross that and maybe we close below that, that would be a very, very bearish sign, because here you can imagine lots of sell orders already inside, and then just the stock would go further down until, yeah, perfect, yeah, that's looks almost like a spaceship here, but you get a point. So both can happen, and it's hard to predict. The market is very, very let's say volatile, right? I mean, just look at GME. I mean, GME just today, let me go back. I want to see what they did already intraday. So GME went from 117 to 160 in just one day, guys. Okay, this is crazy. And Jakub is asking when Virgin Galactic will have the test flight. Yeah, in May. Yes, that's right. Yeah, so you can see now the market seems to recover a little bit, right? I mean, the S&P 500 flat, Dow Jones flat, Nasdaq flat from sessions low as of this moment. Palantir, and this is one of the other companies that I thinking is a nice stock to have. If you are cool with less transparent product visibility, because obviously I have no idea how a Palantir product is superior to another solution, and I'm sure that a very, very small percentage of people of the audience can actually tell me. I'm betting that, okay? So Palantir definitely something, because the overall setup is quite nice. I think also I said this is one of the top 5 most undervalued stocks that I can see in going into April. I mean, we are coming also here from all-time highs at 40 almost, so half the price now. Just a little bit more downturn into the market, and maybe we go closer to the IPO price, which would be nice, right? A kind of strong company, strong leadership with Peter Thiel, in my personal opinion, one of the smartest men on Wall Street. And yeah, definitely another hot stock. So space, Palantir, and also obviously Tesla, are very hot stocks. And if this is a nice stock as well here, guys. Airbnb. If you are betting on a recovery and people traveling again and people just going, crazy in the summer when we are all got our jab, and on the other side looking for a growth company plus a great brand, a fantastic team, I bought in at 145 and I sold it again at 145-ish, because I just thought the money would be better invested. I was like $60,000. I put it all into space because I just thought the $60,000 is more better, invested into space. And I got right, because space did like 40 or 50% and Airbnb just 30%. But however, anytime I would, if I would have extra cash that I don't want to deploy into space, Tesla, Beyond Meat, or Peloton, I definitely would consider Airbnb, because just the overall picture is quite interesting. Then, is using Robinhood okay? Yeah, Ryan, I think Robinhood is a great platform. They had their problems in the past. I think they learned from it. It's a young company. It's easy to use, so I think it's okay. I think you can, without big, I think it's pretty much safe. Okay. Those are the hot stocks that I'm thinking of. Let's have a look into the chat, either on Twitch or on YouTube. Would an ARK create the bottom when they purchase? Do you agree with it? Yeah, Chas is basically asking or saying, if I'm agreeing, if Katie Wood will start to buy space. I think they actually almost done. Okay. So it could be that we are actually already saw some purchase of ARK for ARKX, because they will launch the ETF, the space ETF. It doesn't mean that they buy it exactly at this date, but maybe through another arm, because they need to buy it, and maybe they're using now the weakness. So it could be that they bought it. What is actually stimulating is that the news that they bought it, okay, not the buying itself, but the news that they bought it, and then the people saying, wow, they really think Virgin Galactic is a great buy, so I will buy as well, right? I will follow Katie, I will follow ARK Invest. So that's the beauty. Then what else? I saw some other questions. Gesius Cas 1, how much should fall space that you start thinking about selling it? Well, for me, it's not about the price change. The stock price is relative to the market, it's relative to what's happening, which news. What is important for me, I invest into businesses and I invest into long-term things, okay? I invest into teams and products in scalable operations rather than in a stock price per se, okay? So I actually am happy when it goes more down, because then I can buy more for cheap. And you know, it's not my thinking. I didn't invent that. You know, Warren Buffett and Peter Lynch, great billionaires, investors, are teaching that you know, if you like a stock and you like the company, it's a great story, currently into the, you know, parts where the economy is on stimulus and cheap money, growth stocks having a fantastic run, you don't care about the price really, right? You just want to have more and more of this business, and when it goes less down, then you buy more. So I'm not about, I don't have like a, oh, when it's reached 18 I will sell it all, because I'm here for the long run. And if the story doesn't change, then I'm still in for the long run, okay? So I'm happy actually when the stock drops, so I can buy more and then have more value. Just to understand for you guys, okay, how mentally strong you need to be thinking long term. I invested a huge amount of my net worth in 2018, 2019 into Tesla. And the stock went down 40%. And guess what? Did I chicken out? No, because we are having diamond's hand here, okay? Tesla was such a diamond hand trade. And that's why I'm making just a couple of investments per year. But when I'm doing it, I'm pretty much convinced, because I did my research. And I was basically not, you know, disappointed so far, luckily, right? And touching wood, I'm super happy that, you know, some of you guys followed. You know, this over never financial advice here, but I really like that you can maybe learn how to think, how I invest. You know, there's different kind of opportunities and strategies. My strategy is the extend strategy, where I'm really looking forward. Okay, can this company 10x my money in, you know, in the shortest time possible, right? Maybe I should invest in this company. Can I be early? I am investing early right now or not? Yes or no? There's thousands of things that I'm looking into it, and yeah, it's really interesting, and it's a really fun thing to do, right? I mean, and in the end, if you can live from it, it's perfect. So all of that you can find obviously here on the x10masterclass.com. Yeah, thank you very much. This was an awesome stream. As you can see, the market's already doing a little bit better and recovering a little bit. So all in all, it doesn't look so bad. Maybe we get further corrections. Maybe it's not over. Those times on the markets are definitely not easy. They are not cheap, but they are always an opportunity. Every correction, every realignment of prices, stock prices, are always a great opportunity, right? I'm at Peloton for 100 that are great prices to buy into great companies, innovative companies that change the world. So thank you very much. Make sure to thumb up this live stream. As always, on the way out, follow me on Instagram, Wolf of Dubai Danny. Check out the X10 Masterclass if you're interested how to find those kind of stocks. And I say thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day. Take care and stay safe, and most importantly, healthy.